What's going on, y'all? I'm halfway from the. I'm coming back today. Trust me, I'm coming back to the. I enjoy being there with my mother, man. I really do. Every. I'm talking about every day, every night. Coming every day, sleep, staying overnight. I'm not talking about just leaving, coming in there for a little while, and leaving out and all that kind of stuff, and coming for one day and then come back a next couple of days. Fuck no. Hell, fucking no. I ain't with that shit. No, because when a person is look, let me tell y'all something. I'll be back there today. I'm going to go take care of some important business for us. But trust me, I'm gonna be stepping on down that highway, and I'm gonna be back down there where my mother is. I'm gonna make sure, cause I would do it for, well, really me, I would do it for any of my family members. You know what I'm saying? But sad to say, they wouldn't do it for you. They wouldn't do it for me like that. No, I mean, and I'm gonna explain everything, and I'm gonna explain why I'm saying what I'm saying. It's not a put down. It ain't gonna be no put down. I'm just gonna tell you where the roots, where it come from, and you do the math. All right. As y'all can see, since I done said it already, you can see the title. Our black women is sold out to white folks. Yeah. The reason I say that is this: they sold out to them. The more I be around the situation, like experiencing more, being around them as nurses and all that type of stuff, it's not a put down against them. Uh, I have a disdain for them, a very disdain for them, not because of, how can I say this? Because of just for no damn reason. I'm hating them because of uh, who they are. No, that's not the no. I love my people. I really do. As hard as it is for me to admit it, I love them. But at the same time, I feel like I have a disdain for her. So damn dog. You know them white folks. They always have them damn dogs in the damn car. Of course, I mean, I'm not excluding animals. If I see them and they need food, I throw food out to them or whatever I can. But man, what, look at it. Yeah, but anyway, if y'all can hear me, because you probably can't hear me, doing what it's naturally doing, protect his own, I guess. Protect his own his territory and himself, I guess. But it feels like it's a hatred, but it's not. Um, when I noticed that when I be talking about, I be trying. You see this sack of me. I got a lot of my Bibles and I got my books. I got the history Bible in here. When I say the history Bible, I'm talking about the Apocrypha King James Bible that the Roman Catholics took out the Bible in the 17 and 1800s. And the Apocrypha, it's called the Apocrypha. That people that they don't want you to know about, and it goes with the King James version of the Bible. Uh, I noticed that when I was there's certain things that I was saying about the so-called white men with the enemy, and I noticed that the sister. Look, I'm not trying to mess up her bread and butter. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to mess up how she survived and how she pay her bills and that. I wouldn't dare do that. I wouldn't dare do that to try to mess up a sister's our black and Hispanic and Native American women's hustle that they have to make a living off of. And I'm not. I just want to make sure I'm making that clear for them while I'm talking. This is the beginning of the introduction to the video because um, when they maybe when they get the video, like, oh, you said such, blah, 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 blah. No. So I'm just making it, breaking it down. Even though I be pissed off, I be angry as hell every goddamn day, and for that reason, because they sold out to the white man, white woman, and white women. So I see how they cater to the so-called white folks because I guess I don't know. They do it to um because they realize they need a job and they got to do what they got to do. I made a statement one time. I mean, on the job, it was. I guess they thought it was pretty weird, but I said I done lost a many jobs, and I'm like, it felt kind of weird for me to say that, but I had to say it. Like, oh, you lost your job. That don't mean I'm gonna sit up here and act a fool and lose my job because I got to live. I get it, and I'm not trying to mess up they they income. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to do that, uh, or whatever. But I believe in the truth, and I tells the truth, and I tell it like it is. So for the sake of the sister, I just kind of like okay, because it made me felt like I'm compromising from what I see from experience. They sold out to the white folks to the point of so and so that when they sitting down at the front desk as nurses, they be putting they be talking to them, and the way they be doing it's like they be catering to them and stuff. And I'm like, do our people have to really be doing all this shit? You know what I'm saying? I said it ain't no way. And me, I'm gonna keep it up above with the white folks. Me, I just come out and just tell them I don't like white folks. I don't like I hate them. And the reason I say I hate them because the Bible says in Romans 9:13, for as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Meaning that he hated the nation of Esau before they were born. And then it goes on to say he made one kid, and then Paul said, "Is there unrighteousness with God? God forbid." That means hell no. Paul said, is that a sin for God to hate? And Paul broke it down in Romans 9:14. Is there unrighteousness with God? God forbid. Hell no. Or he said to Moses, I will hearten whom I will, how it go? I will hearten whom I will hearten, and uh, I will have mercy on who I will have mercy upon, and I will hearten I will heart who I want to harden, whose heart I want to harden. That may not even make sense. I guess that's what you get when you're trying to quote it from your head. But go and read that in Romans 9:13-14. That's right. God, no, it say God forbid. He don't. So God, well, I'm gonna put it like this in. I hate what God hates. Anything that God hates, I hate it. And when I say I hate when our people get involved with the other nations and go to like and our people out here still dying out here to this day. All our people still fucking dying out here to this day. And you mean to tell me I'm supposed to go and show love to the same people that's shooting and killing my people? Get the fuck up out of here. No, I'm not gonna never have love for nobody that's killing my people. Now you can do what the fuck you want, but that ain't gonna be me doing that. Because that's wrong to do that. That's wrong to love people. It's hanging your people, take I be shaking your hand. No. If I'm doing business with you, just tell me what I need. Tell me how much this motherfucking thing costs and get me the fuck up out of here. That's how I feel. And it ain't how I feel, it's the truth. And I noticed that the so-called black woman, when I was speaking up, but she did. I'm gonna go ahead and break down what I was trying to finish way back there. Uh, I noticed that she went to like like the door was open, and she was like she was afraid that she didn't want them to hear what I was saying, which I understand. She's trying to. I'm not like again. I'm not trying to break her bread, and I'm not trying to destroy her income because she's working and trying to make a living. I'm not trying to mess that up for her. Boom. You know what I'm saying? For the sake of that situation, I came at it a little. I kind of like came at it differently, or just a little bit. I tried to humble it. You know what I'm saying? And speak, I guess, at the right time or whatever. But at the same time, I was still bold. I was pissed off at the same time underneath the surface. You see what I'm saying? But I wasn't trying to mess up now. I wasn't trying to mess up her bread. I wasn't trying to mess up her, her, working and messing up her work and all that kind of stuff. So I try to respect that out of our people, and everything. But I was just trying to just give her knowledge and open up and try to. I read a few scriptures too. I read in there in Ecclesiastes chapter 10. Ecclesiastes, my bad, I'm sorry. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and 10, where it says, never trust thy enemy. And I read the whole thing all the way on down. So is iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and be aware of him. I read all of the whole thing. And she appreciated me for reading that to her. And I told her she was from the tribe of Judah, you know? And I had a chance to kind of give her a little general idea of what the breakdown was, like Judah in the days of Christ, and the Romans ruled. The Romans, they was called the Greeks. The Romans were what we call the Greek. They called the Greeks back then. They were the modern day so-called, the ancient white. Though that's the name that they use to say ancient white people. You know what I mean? Today, modern day Europeans, their biblical name would be Greeks. They would be the Greeks, the so-called Greeks, because the real Greeks and the Romans were black. They were black people. They was the Moors that ruled Spain and all them different places. They ruled they ruled Europe for 1,000 years. But anyway, I noticed that when I was speaking, it's like they kind of got quiet a little bit when I be saying certain things. They don't say them. They'll sit there and they just froze and get quiet. So when they freeze and get quiet, that tells me that okay, they really want to say, oh, don't say that. What they really saying is, please don't say that. I don't want you to say that around these so-called white people, because I'm working here and I don't want it to affect my job. They hearing you talk about so-called white people like that. That's the vibe. I'm not saying that's what she was doing, and I'm not. If I'm misjudging the sister, I apologize. But at the same time, those were the vibes that she gave off. She gave off the vibes like, okay, you messing it up for me. Be quiet, be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. And that's the reason why I'm making this video, and that you see in our black women just sold out to the white folks. They completely sold out to them because the way another reason why I say they sold out to them is that when you go up to the front desk and you try to ask for some help or whatever, and they sitting up there, and a lot of them just be sitting up there just, well, whatever. But they sitting up there and you go up, excuse me, this buzzle is on up in here or whatever. Most of them gonna get kind of smart with you just for saying that. And that shit be pissing me the fuck off. And the only reason why I'm keeping it on a down low is because I don't want to fuck up things and then it affect me. And then you know what I'm saying? I want to be able to come up here and I'm holding it down for my mom because I know my mom want to see me or whatever. You see what I'm saying? But the fucking system will come in there and cater to those damn, especially to those so-called white women, which I don't give a fuck about them. And then they'll cater to the so-called black women and all that kind of stuff because they cater to their slave master, and the slave master gonna jump in and try to, tell you that you can't come up here or you can't do this. Them some dirty, evil motherfuckers. They'll do that. You got some of them that'll do that and wouldn't even care. And then that's why I come up here too, because it ain't you calling up and finding out and saying, give me some updates on my family members and stuff. You're not going to get that out of these people. And when you get on the phone and try to do business with our people, women who are sold out to Uncle Tom, because that's who mostly do the jobs, is working on the jobs is so-called whatever nurses is so-called black women, so-called white women. And that's why you hear me say, really, I don't hold no conversation with none of them. When it comes to like communicating with them and stuff like that, I don't even be wanting to communicate with even our women too much because they sold out to the white man. They sold out to white supremacy. You see what I'm saying? And when you sold out and dedicated to your enemy like that, you ain't to be trusted. You'll do anything. You know what I'm saying? You when you cater to them like that, you're evil yourself. It develop an evil spirit upon you, and you will do any fucking thing. You will have a person arrested and stuff. That's why I don't deal with people like that. I don't deal with them. And I did a video the other day, but I don't think I went into as many details as I did just now. Um, the main number one enemies to the African American, Hispanic, and Native American indigenous black community. Number one, the so-called white man. Number two, so-called white woman. Number three, white Jesus. White Jesus connects to Christianity. Those are the main three elements that is destroying the African American community. The so-called white man, the so-called black woman, and the so-called white woman are the main three characters that are destroying and that is against the black community. The so-called white man, the so-called black woman, the, the so-called white woman, and white Jesus connects to Christianity is the main number one sources that is sick, like you sick a dog on somebody, sicking that those are the main three characters of people that is actually destroying the African American community. You believe me when I say that shit? Because it's real. It's real fucking talk. And when you Uncle Toms and sold out to the white man, I can't stand you. Mm-mm. Don't come up and try to put on no damn front before me neither. No. That's where you definitely gonna mess up at. Let me know if you need anything. Let me know if you need no. Get the fuck about my damn face. That's what you can do. Mm-hmm. I can't stand Uncle Tom's. I cannot stand the enemy. I hate the enemy because the enemy hates me. I cannot stand them. I cannot. It makes my skin crawl. I don't like no Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom is just as dangerous as the damn enemy. The Bible said, never trust your enemy. The so-called black woman, the so-called white man, and the so-called white woman is the main. They all team up against the black community, the black race, and destroy it. And our people is helping to destroy the nation, and that's in the Bible as well too. That's why the Bible says, and I think it's in Proverbs 21. I mean, Proverbs 16:21, I believe. Though join hand in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. If you join in forces with the enemy to help pushing that narrative of hatred on your people, you're gonna be destroyed right along with the enemy when God put His wrath upon on America. That's right. I stay within my own race. I don't go out. I don't get with the people that's gonna be ignorant for the damn white folks. I get with the people that's talk with some damn sense and that's wise. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to come say. And I'm on. If I left anything out, I'll come back and kind of elaborate a little more on that on this topic or whatever. But I just wanted to just throw that out to say those are the main enemies that is destroying the African American black community. Is the so-called white man, the so-called white woman, and the so-called black woman. They are the main three enemies to the black man and the black women who are not stupid. That is the main the those are the main like four elements of characteristic of people that is destroying the African American community and white Jesus. Because when they consider you doing wrong as like so-called uh, black people, that's assholes for, and Uncle Tom for the damn white man. They're sick. The white they go and get them sick their white God on the good black women and on the good black men mainly. You see what I'm saying? So those are the main three, four. I think I said four enemies that is destroying the African American community. And let me reiterate that again. Let me repeat. The main three enemies, I mean four enemies that is destroying the African American community. You hear me what I'm saying? It's the so-called white man, one. Number two, so-called white woman, the so-called black woman, and white Jesus, which is Christianity, are the main four elements that is destroying the African American community. You hear me when I tell you that? If you don't accept it, you don't have to. Just come out in the real world and you'll see what I'm talking about. And just compare it to doing your research. And it's going to match up. And I guarantee you're going to come back and tell me I'm right. Yep. The main three enemies, four enemies that's destroying the black community. I love reiterate. I really do. Do I need to reiterate that shit one more time for people to get it? The main four enemies to the African American community. That's right. That's why I said that's what I'm saying. It's destroying the African American community. Number one is so-called white man. We already know that he's the head leader of it all. And I'm gonna prove it to you in the Bible. All the other nations is our enemy. All right. Number one, the so-called white man. Number two, the so-called white woman. Number three, the so-called black woman. And number four, the so-called white Jesus is destroying the black community. There's some facts to that. You better believe that. And if you don't accept that, then something wrong with you. Even a 2 or 3 year old, 5-year-old child can understand that. They'll get this. The children is more aware of the enemy than the adults. The adults want to be stupid. Yeah, I don't want you can. Well, not all so-called white people are like that. You're a motherfucking lie. You get your ass out here and get into something now. I bet you that the white woman and white men, they got what they call privileges. They don't have to they don't have to fear no getting shot and being pulled over and not coming out that situation alive. So-called white women and white men ain't got to worry about that. They will tell you that. Matter of fact, they already telling you on YouTube. Look it up. You know what I'm saying? Look it up. If you don't accept what I'm saying, you look it up. They have white privileges. They don't have to fear their kids leaving out, knowing they know they ain't got to be afraid for their life. No, they don't. But I can show you in the Bible where our people, we have to fear for our lives and stuff. If we get pulled over by them, we can't just pull over anywhere. We got to come in a light where everybody can see. When you get pulled over, well, of course, I never owned a car or whatever. When you get pulled over, you better, as a black or Hispanic or Native American, you better get around some damn light somewhere. Don't pull over in no dark scene where there's nobody around. They'll use that to their advantage and do some harm to you. You can't trust the enemy. I don't even be wanting to trust me getting me ice water in them healthcare facilities and stuff. Let me know if you need anything now. And all the time. So you need some water and stuff. Yeah, I mean, you that shit. You be wondering. You be surprised. Slip some some spit in there with some poison in there. You don't know. Shoot, you can't trust. The Bible tells you. I ain't saying that. The Bible tells you not to trust your enemy. That's in Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 10. Go read that in the Apocrypha. If you got the Apocrypha, Google it up. Ecclesiastes 12 and 10. And it tells you in all other places too, not to trust your enemy. That's right. Yep. It tells you 7:27 a.m. Okay. That's still a good time. I'm closer to home anyway. But I'll be back up here later on today, man. Tonight. I'm coming. I stay all night with my mother. I stay up there every day, baby. I'm just coming back just to I'm gonna cook something right quick. I think I'm gonna cook some red beans or something like that and just cook it. And then I just come home if I get hungry or something. Warm it up, eat it, take a bath, and come on right on back up here to the place up there. You know. Yeah. It's cool this morning. It feels good out here this morning. But yeah, man, you can't never put your trust in your enemies, man. Meaning don't never let your guards down. Because what the Bible is really telling you, you know what it's really telling you? It's telling you that they will unalive you. Think about that now. If I tell you, and I'm knowing this person, like now God knows everything, right? Don't God know everything? If God knows everything, and you read in the Bible where it tells you never, under no circumstance, God is saying never. He didn't say sometime. He didn't say it depends. He didn't say that. He said never. That's in Ecclesiastes. I'm telling you where to go find it at. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 10. It tells you never trust your enemy. Never. He's telling you don't trust him. Don't ever trust him. When you give, even when you're about to give in, don't give in. Because if you give in, you be around a lot of white, so-called white people and all the other people, you'll get unalived. Even if they had a so-called white man got on TikTok the other, I ran across a video yesterday where you know how you coming into the feed getting on TikTok. Well, right in the feed, he said black people, and he exposed his own people by saying that. He said, if you have white folks for friends, make sure you have you a couple of more black friends to kind of look out for you. Don't just be, if they all Caucasian, do not trust them. Because you're going to come up missing or you'll come up unalive. Yep. I got somebody. Oh, okay, wait a minute. Oh, okay, somebody put up the rabbit sign. Why they keep putting up the rabbit sign? They don't never write no regular comment. They just put a smiling face, like a sad smiling face, a hand sign, and then they put a rabbit as a, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. They always put the comment like that. But I know it represents something. And if it represents something crazy that would be against me, they'll turn around and take it and probably just put it like that so I won't recognize it. So I don't know what that means. I noticed that that person been putting that, their account, yeah, they've been putting that there under the comment that up under the same thing. They don't never comment nothing else but that sign like that. Yeah, they don't comment nothing but that sign there. So I don't, in my honest opinion, it's kind of weird. but they never write a comment out. I just assume that they're Caucasian people that's putting that up under there like that. I don't know. Yep. So I feel like I hope I kind of made it understandable. I reiterated a lot of my points that I was making, and then they ride around here. Oh, okay, that's and a lot of our people be sold out. You can pick up their spirits that they sold out to the white folks. Hmm. And ain't no way in the world I be going against my people like that. Mm-mm. If I got to do that, what you gonna do that for? You wasting it. You making your own self look stupid. Yeah. I can tell you sound like you probably look like you white, Caucasian or something. I think you said, dude, I am saluting you. I am a Latino. Oh, okay. You okay? Well, oh, I just didn't know what it meant. It'd be the same sign every time. Okay, because I kept looking at it. I said I never understood it. Maybe I need to understand more of the signs of the comment, the rabbit, and all that type of stuff. I think it's a rabbit. He put a rabbit sign up under there. Yeah, some people you just got to kind of like break it down a little bit. Like what do you mean in your own way? What does this mean? Oh, it just means that I just wanted to know your full name. And like you may say, well, why do you want to know my full name? Oh, the reason I'm getting it because they requiring it because this is how you're gonna get all of the information. Get the food products you need. Oh, okay. Because they need to be able to put your name in the system to know who you are. So when they call your name out, they'll be able to like when they mention the last part of your name or the first part of your name, they'll know who you're talking about. So that's all I'm saying. Hmm. Well, I guess there's nothing else for me to say right now. I guess I done pretty much said all what I wanted to say for the time being. But you better, our women though, man, they sold out to them. They complete. That's why a lot of people are saying it ain't good to marry them no more. You ain't safe marrying them, right? Not all of them. It's not to say all of them. Let me back up. Let me back up before I speak too fast. It's not to say all of them. It's maybe just a handful collectively, but the vast majority of them wouldn't be good to be involved with. And even a lot of the men, the black men, or the majority of them, you probably wouldn't be good to, because most of our people is sold out to the white folks. They sold out in being a police officer. They'll help the police beat the shit out of you. They will. They'll help the police beat the try to beat damn tar out of you. And sometimes they get there and they be worse than them damn heathens. Because the heathen realize, hey, we ain't got to do nothing. We can use the black people, Hispanic people to destroy each other. We ain't got to do nothing. And that's how they looking at it. And you're being played, homeboy, homegirl. You're being played. At the end of the day, them white folks ain't sad about you. They care less. They don't care about us having. You think they care about us having confusion amongst each other? No. Like they looking at, hey, you ain't got to destroy them niggas. We let them do it themselves. Look at that. Shit. We ain't got to do nothing. You better believe it. They thinking like, and if you thinking otherwise, you playing yourself. You being played. But they do not care, partner. If they cared, this country, this world, or this people around the country would be in a better condition than it is. Yep. So I guess I'm gonna pause it here, and uh, if I left anything out, I just make a new video and come back and speak on whatever I feel is necessary. All right. I'll be back.